SG-1 exits the Stargate, arriving on a new planet. They immediately start scouting the area. While scouting, they encounter a teenager fleeing from a wild pack of dogs. The dogs catch up and starts attacking him. The team fires their guns into the air, scaring off the dogs. The teenager, forever grateful, introduces himself as Abu from the people of the steppe and invites them to a feast in his village to thank them for saving his life. Jack and Daniel introduce themselves and mention they are from a distant place. They agree to Abu's invitation and introduce the rest of the team, Teal'c and Samantha Carter. Abu acts surprised and points out that Samantha is a woman and that he cannot look at her. The squad is puzzled by this reaction. They hear footsteps approaching as Abu hastily tells them to take her and leave. It's too late as riders on horseback arrive. Abu tries to explain that SG-1 are from a distant place and that they saved his life. However, the newcomers become agitated, insisting that a woman cannot show her face in public. As they move to apprehend Samantha, the team stands in their way, leading to a tense standoff. Jack fires his pistol into the air, scaring the attackers. The chief arrives and Abu quickly explains the situation. The chief speaks to the team, but when Samantha responds, he becomes agitated, declaring,
"She speaks. She dies."
Abu then shouts that she saved his life, reminding the chief of an old law, stating,
"A woman saved a life. Hers cannot be taken."
The chief then invites the team back to the village for a feast in their honor, insisting they must learn the ways of the land if they need to travel through it. Daniel informs the team that he believed that these people are ancient Mongols, presenting an incredible opportunity to study them up close. The team agrees and follows the chief and his men back to their village, where they are warmly greeted by the entire community. They are led to the chief's tent. The team concludes that this tribe must be ancient Mongols, dating back to about 900 years in their timeline. The chief informs the squad about the rules regarding women in public in their society, and discusses what they have to offer for trade. Abu offers to show them their medicine, intriguing Samantha, who wants to see more. However, the chief insists.
"You cannot go until you are properly attired."
Samantha is shocked by this, while the rest of the team encourages her to comply, while leaving with a smile. Abu shows the team their trade goods, including their medicine. After a brief tour, they return to the tent to find Samantha properly attired. Abu remarks she's the most beautiful woman he has ever seen, before quickly running off. After some teasing, the team informs Samantha that she has to stay in for the night because women are not allowed at the feast. As the team heads out, Jack pauses and says,
"You look great,"
prompting a smile from Samantha. In the next scene, the team is enjoying the feast and having a good time with the tribesmen. Meanwhile, Samantha wakes up to an unknown attacker. She tries to fight them off, but is overpowered and gets kidnapped in the middle of the night. The morning after, Samantha wakes up to Abu offering her water. He tells her that he intends to trade her for something valuable. Samantha tries to resist, but Abu sternly warns, "The other tribe are not as kind as my father."
Be warned.
Back at the village, the team speaks with the chief about Samantha's disappearance. The chief informs them that Abu and his horse are also missing. With this lead, the team sets out to track them down. Abu rides into the rival tribe's camp and requests a trade with their chief. He walks into the tent and arrogantly offers Samantha for trade. The chief is stunned by her beauty and offers gold, silk, weapons, or whatever Abu desires. However, Abu denies these offers and requests Naya in exchange for Samantha. The chief becomes agitated, pointing out that Naya is his daughter and she's supposed to marry a warlord. He then offers Abu the standard amount for women and threatens,
"Take it or die."
Abu takes the money, leaving the others disappointed. The chief slaps Samantha and says a woman should not speak unless spoken to. While tracking, the team decides to take a break. The chief tells them to excuse Abu for his actions, explaining that he suffers from the madness, which is their term for love and considered a sin in their culture. Abu sneaks back into the camp and finds Naya. He tells her to run away with him and that he will wait for her tonight at the tall tree before leaving again. In the rival camp, Carter's being disciplined again. She's told she will find her place as a woman and complies reluctantly. Growing tired of waiting for rescue, she hides a knife and tries to escape on horseback. Unfortunately, she's quickly caught and brought back to the chief. The chief, in rage, wants to discipline those responsible for her. As he's about to hit them, Carter interrupts, saying,
"It was my fault."
The chief becomes even angrier and disciplines Carter, telling her
Run
she
your
will learn her
place.
place. Later, outside, Carter meets Naya. Naya thanks her for what she did for her mother and says, "My father's a good man. He never beats a woman unless he has done something wrong." Samantha argues a man should never hit a woman and calls her father a bad man. She tells Naya that she can help her stand up against her father. Naya agrees, hopeful for the future. After tracking for a while, the team finally finds the camp. They sit outside, contemplating their next move. The chief suggests they wait until morning, offering to try and trade Samantha back. The team agrees to wait. While waiting, Teal'c asks what will happen to Samantha that night. Chief replies that the buyer will partake in his new purchase. O'Neill, alarmed by this, decided he cannot wait and walks straight into the camp. In the camp, Samantha sees the squad arrive and quickly starts a distraction by lighting a fire to help Naya escape. The squad arrives at the rival chief's tent. In the tent, the team attempts to negotiate a deal for Samantha's release. They offer horses and gold, but the chief refuses, stating her beauty is unique. O'Neill then demonstrates the pistol and offers it for trade. Shocked by the weapon, the chief immediately agrees. They leave the tent with the chief happily shooting bullets into the air. O'Neill advises the team to leave quickly, as there are only 5 bullets left. They quickly mount their horses and depart. After riding for a while, the team stops to rest for the night. Carter thanks the team for rescuing her and tells the chief she doesn't blame Abu for his actions. The chief explains that Abu has the madness, as he did at that age. In the morning, the team is awakened by the sound of a horse and quickly realize it's Abu. He tells them Naya has been caught trying to sneak away with him, and her father plans to stone her as a punishment. The team debates whether to intervene, knowing it could start a war. Ultimately, they decide to use an ancient law to avoid conflict and possibly free Naya. At the stoning, Naya begs her father for forgiveness. He forgives her but still orders her to be stoned. Just in time, the team interrupts, declaring,
"Stoning may be challenged by another chieftain."
The rival chief is offended, saying he won't fight a cripple and offers anyone else to take his place. Carter volunteers, saying,
"Here's your chance to shut me up once and for all,"
agitating the chief even more. As they prepare for the fight, O'Neill asks how to determine the winner. The chief replies that this is a fight to the death. O'Neill then tries to intervene but is quickly held back. Now it's all up to Carter. She takes out her knife and after a few swings demonstrates her agility. She ducks under his attacks and stabs him in the stomach, angering him even more. He swings wildly, knocking her down and almost slashing her with his sword. Carter fights back, disarms him and brings him to the ground. Naya pleads with Carter not to kill her father. Carter makes the rival chief vow to respect the law and admit defeat. The rival chief humbly abides and lets them go. Back at camp, the team prepares to return to the Stargate. Before leaving, the chief asks if they will stay for the wedding. The team declines and heads on their way. As they leave, the entire village celebrates and removes their face covers in honor of the team. The team smiles as they head back to the Stargate.